Welcome to the Point Blank podcast with me, Peletso. And today on this episode, we have Kebadiretse. Kebadiretse has defined the arts. She comes from the Zazuri culture, and she's here to break down all the stereotypes that we might be used to or might be saying about it. She's a graduate from the University of Botswana, and she managed to, like I said, just to break the odds of the culture. So how are you, Kebadiretse?
Hi, Pelito. I'm all right.
Yes. Just tell us about yourself.
My name is Kebadiretse Neya. So I graduate of the University of Botswana in the Bachelor of Science, Computer Science. I'm 25 years old, and I belong to the Zezuru culture. That's how I was raised.
Okay. The Zazuru culture, someone told me that Zazuru is actually a language, or is it a religion? Just tell us about that.
Zezuru is, it depends on where you are from or where
Yes.
you are looking at it. Some people say it's a religion. Yes, they are religions,
Yes.
which are categorized under Zezuru.
Yes.
There are some churches and things like that. And there's also the language that we speak. It's similar to Shona, even
Yeah.
though it's not. I think there are some words that we don't say the same way, but
So it's a
very
dialect.
close.
It's a dialect of Shona.
Yes.
So you would say someone is Shona or someone is Zazuru, or you are Shona and you are Zazuru.
It depends. If you speak to the Shona people, maybe they're like, no, that people don't speak the same Shona we speak.
Yeah.
But it's like a Shona which has more, I think it has been diluted with some other things. Let's say if you were living in Francistown and there's Bakalaka there, sometimes maybe you pick a few words and then maybe you put
The
it
adaptation
into,
of the
yes, I think
languages.
that is what has happened. But initially, in the start of things, I think they were the same.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you would find them where I come from. I come from Tonota. You find them more on in the Shashe region. Is that true?
Yes, but they are everywhere.
They are everywhere.
Yes, they're everywhere, even in Africa, like the Zazurus in Kenya. So the Zazurus are everywhere. It's not a Botswana part of thing. Everywhere, South Africa, you find them. In Botswana, different parts in the north, south. It just depends on where you are. You will find a group of Zezuru people who reside there and have been there for the longest time.
Yes. And let's just talk about your upbringing. You grew up in Gaborone.
No,
Where did you?
I grew up in Francistown. I think I moved around a little bit. Some time in my life I wasn't that deciding. And then for the better half of my grade 4, I think to junior school, I was in Chadibe.
Okay.
So the northeast side of things. So that's where I grew up. I grew up with my mother. She was a single parent, and
Okay.
I have 5 siblings.
Okay.
I'm the second child. I have an elder sister, and then I'm the second born, followed by a brother, and then a little sister, and then 2 other brothers.
So in primary school, people already know that you are from that culture.
Yes, because I think if early in my life, I didn't actually know Setswana like everybody else, because everybody else speaks Setswana at home, but we don't.
Yeah.
It's something we do, but not as much as we
Yeah.
speak Zezuru. So we always opt for Zezuru over Setswana.
So you learned how to speak Setswana.
Yes, in school mostly with my friends. That's how I picked up the language and ended up knowing it.
But how was the treatment in primary school? Like, what was the conversation? They knew you were not part of.
They would ask sometimes, so when are you leaving? And the teachers were mostly worried because they felt
Oh,
like,
when are you leaving? Can you
As in, like,
touch that? As in, when are you leaving school?
Yes.
Dropping out, or when are you leaving?
no, when are you
going
leaving
back?
as in like dropping out? How many grades do they actually give you to complete? Because they were surprised I was there. So I think maybe they sent her to learn a thing or two and then they'll take her off.
So this is the teachers or this is the students asking
This
you
is
that?
the students, but the teachers, what they had is worry. So if, let's say for me, if somebody misses school for a week, the teachers will be worried that maybe the person is sick. But when it comes to me, they're like, oh, she's already married, whoever she is.
Oh, because so there was a difference.
Yes.
If for other students, if they are away from school for a week,
Yes. It just means they are not feeling well.
They're not feeling well.
Yes. Or the family is going through something.
but with you it was different.
I think they would need to call my mom and make sure that I'm still in school and they're still going to come see me coming to school. This is not the time where now they're taking me off school.
But where is this misconception? Is it true that you guys go to school and then at a certain grade? Because Well, I'll tell you about myself. I thought they were doing up until standard 4, standard 5. How true is that?
It is true. There are some who didn't do any.
Yeah.
There are some. I remember when I was still in primary, I had friends of mine, same age mate, like same age.
Yeah.
When I left school in, I think around Bo1, when they would go to, what is it called? I forgot the name, but Tuto Haikholelo, something
Oh,
like
Tuto
that.
Haikholelo.
That is what they actually used to go to. They didn't go to the same
The
classes
normal,
as I
yeah.
did. Yes. So they did that. That was the other option. The other option would be to just start, and maybe at grade 7, when you close that long break, you never go back. Some didn't go at all. Like there are those different scenarios. Some went, dropped off. Some didn't go. Some went to Tuto Haikholelo.
Okay, so the reason of that is that they wanted them to go into entrepreneurship.
Yes.
At an early age, because that's what some of the misconception is that you guys come to school to learn at least the basic, like maybe to know how much change should I give you back, and then because that's what we were growing up as. That's the misconception.
Yes, it's. I feel like it's not misconception per se. It things that were happening, but I think with the times and the situation of the economy,
Yeah.
people realize that that business is affected by many things. Yeah, just leaning onto the business and doing it, the buying and selling could maybe be affected by several things. But if maybe you have a career in something, maybe that will help you.
Okay.
Some parents, I think they made realizations and they just felt like, no, maybe my kid should go on further. If they come back from there and decide they want to live like I did, then that's their choice.
So you didn't drop out of school.
No, there's
So
never a
there
point.
was you it was your decision. There was that talk that saying no, you are not dropping out or you are dropping out. I don't know.
I think initially when my mom took us to school, the idea was for us to go through school,
And finish it.
feel full force, just try to make a life. She always did mention this so many times.
Yeah.
I want you to have the life that I didn't have.
Oh,
In
okay.
any scenario, what she tried to do was whatever she had from her family or however she was treated, she wanted to make sure that we don't get the same treatment. Yes.
But then those skills that you guys learn at an early age, I used to admire them because I mean, in my right now, looking at how I live, I just wish that I could have, because that's something that you are not taught at school. It's something that you're actually taught, like the street life. It teaches you that thing. So would you say at an early age, I know you didn't drop out of school, but would you say you were still practicing it maybe after school or maybe on holidays?
Yes, there was a time, I think, during my senior school,
Yeah.
I would maybe on weekends go to the rank and maybe sell, what are they called? Maheto, and maybe skiri boards,
Yeah.
maybe dish towels, just around, and then maybe in the evening go back home.
I just felt like that is a good skill to have. You know, it's something that, like I said, we don't have that option of, like, the education system doesn't have that option. I mean, yes, there were business studies. I think you did business studies.
I did at a point.
It wasn't that hectic. You have to learn how to do that in entrepreneurship.
Yes. So I also believe the skills are very necessary for life. They do set you up at a very early stage to understand that, okay, today can be a bad day in business, tomorrow would be a better day. And for you maybe to maximize, you need to know your customers. I think those are the basic things that you get, like business knowledge, which actually gives you like sort of experience. So I've never been against that.
Yeah.
To say I admire it, but I would think if it was partnered with the other information that we got from business studies, it
Yes.
would be a very big win for
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah, I also agree that. Okay, we're looking at you now going and deciding on a course at University of Botswana. How was your decision? Is it something that you've always wanted to study? And can you tell us what course was it?
Oh, so when I started going to school, initially when I maybe the career questions came up, I thought I wanted to be a doctor or a nurse.
We all wanted to be doctors.
Yes, but then because I don't know what it's called, but I wasn't afraid of a person who's hurt, and I wasn't afraid of a person who's sick. even as I grew, I would help a person in the, maybe people feel like, you can't touch them. And I'd be like, no,
Yeah.
I need to help
You are
them.
not afraid
Even
of blood.
Yeah.
The sight of
Even
blood.
anything else, it's people feel like it's disgusting. You can't just touch that person. I'd be okay with doing that. So for me, I was like, I think it's okay because it means if in any scenario, even in a hospital, when somebody's severely ill, maybe they're going through something, I could even help them without even flinching. So
Yeah.
that's a good thing. That is the other thing I had that made me think, okay, people want to be doctors, but I have this aspect in
Yeah.
me. And I was also good in biology.
Mm.
At a point, I don't know what happened, but at a point I was. So, but then I went to senior school and
Yeah.
then I did computer studies.
Yes.
Before I actually went and did computer studies, there was a laptop at home.
Okay.
Yes. So that laptop, we mostly just knew that there's VLC in the laptop where you go to watch movies.
Yeah.
That is the only thing we knew. So this one day, my little brother changed the portrait mode to landscape, or is it I think landscape to portrait, because
Yeah.
landscape is good for a laptop so you can see everything clearly.
Yeah.
So he changed it to portrait, and then the whole house tried to change it back to landscape
Yeah.
so that we can see everything properly. So then there was this guy, I think our neighbor, who used to maybe help us with the stuff. So he thought he knew a lot about computers more than us because we only watch movies by kids.
Yes.
But then I kept opting to him, let me try. He
Yeah.
was like, no, you don't know this thing. You can't do it. He did it and tried it for like an hour and still couldn't get the landscape mode back.
Yeah.
So then I was like, please let me try. Then I actually took the computer and then I went through things and I looked through whatever it had and everything and resolution, and then I ended up changing the laptop back to landscape.
Yeah.
That is where I think the fire started burning for computers, or just
Yeah.
the knowledge of how they work and how actually things happen.
Yeah.
So then from there, then I went to take the computer studies course. That's what it's called in senior school.
Yeah.
And then also there, I met a group of just students as we know them.
Yeah.
They all make fun of you if you don't know what the
Computer.
teacher is talking about. Where's the power button? Some computers have them at the bottom, some have them at the back.
So you were the only one who doesn't know this information.
Being Zazuru didn't help also because
yeah,
them knowing that it makes them feel like, oh, wherever she's from, she's actually not actually used to these things.
Yeah.
So there was also that. So they used to mostly, I would ask a lot of questions.
Yeah.
So to them, they're like, she's asking because she probably blank about what she's talking about. I was at the time, but I really needed to understand a computer and a little bit about how it works. So I was very intrigued. And I think from all the courses that I did, that was like my most favorite course. I was even a funny scenario that the teacher who taught me had the same name as me, not same. His was Motabi without an L.
Oh.
Mine was Motabi with an L. So people always said she doesn't even know her father's course, because it was like every time they call his name.
So this thing of them knowing, because I get it, in school we have a uniform.
Yes.
So obviously you wouldn't come dressed
Yes.
in your white. So how would they know that
They would be dressed to kill, and in most cases, maybe I'll
I was
resort
gonna
to
ask you about that.
Yes, I would resort to my attire.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe because it was nerets and I'm
Oh,
so sometimes when I'm doing that business of mine, I bump into some of them. If one person sees you, the whole school knows.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, so I knew I was gonna. I know we were gonna talk about the computer part of it, but let's just hold on. Let's just dive into this thing at school. Like,
Yes.
how was it? Were they saying that because they didn't understand the culture, or maybe they were saying because it's something new?
I wouldn't know, but it's like there's some Zezuru people that were in the school. Maybe the other one would be like a fast runner.
Yeah.
So I think they mostly actually just made it seem like we come from Zimbabwe. So they would maybe to refer to that person as Muzimu or Tlaboham, but then I would know that no, he's actually Zezuru,
Yeah.
he's not from Zim or something like that. So that is how they categorized us.
Oh.
I think the idea in El Khoniho, you know how people always feel like the other people from a different country
Yeah.
can't be all that. It's because maybe they have long legs or something like that. They try to come up with things to define how we are. If I'm
Okay.
too smart, it's because maybe I was taught money at a young age or something like
Yeah.
that.
So they will always try to downplay it.
They will try to find something to think, oh, she's very smart because she already did this finance thing at home, so something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So would you say it's something that people need to be taught in school? Like it's okay.
I think people being exposed
Yeah.
to some, they realized that it was okay because some were friends to them.
Mm-hmm.
They would have maybe their nicknames, but now it will be in a friendly manner, not like they're criticizing as such.
Okay.
They have accepted that that's where they come from and that's what happens in their lives. So it will be that sort of thing sometimes.
Okay, now let's talk about the computer. Is it computer science or computer engineering?
No, computer science, the one in UB.
In UB. You graduated top of your class.
Yes.
So let's just talk about that journey.
So after my senior school, then as I was getting ready to go to uni, then I got 36 points, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah. So I that time I felt like I started to question my brightness. As in like maybe I am not as bright as I thought because
Yeah.
this is like the baseline. This
Yeah.
is like the average person. And I had actually never gotten that during my time at school.
Yeah.
So at a point, I didn't want to go to school. I
Okay.
remember telling my mom, maybe I thought the school thing was my thing, but I don't think it is.
Okay.
So then she brought some of her
36
friends.
points, but it's not bad. It's what is that?
For me, it
that
was
the
like,
minimum?
yeah. So that is,
Okay.
I think that was the main problem that if I had missed something, I was going to be maybe left out or needing my mom to fund me or something like that.
Okay.
And she can't even do that. So I almost lost the value of the school that I've been chasing all
okay.
this time.
Yeah.
So then she brought her friends at home to just talk me through, or no, you don't have to make it seem like now school is not your thing. Just
Yeah.
try and apply. I'm sure other schools will take you, and try just have hope that a school will pick you and then just apply.
Okay.
Hey, you can go, now you can do your nursing or your doctor course, but you can go into teaching or anything like that.
Yeah.
I was like demoralized at a point, but then I just decided to start applying. The first school I applied to was Baisao,
Okay.
and I was going to do something about economics.
Okay.
I was actually accepted. Even on that day, I thought maybe there was a selection criteria or something like that.
Okay.
I went in there thinking I'm submitting my papers and then waiting for a response, and I got it, and I even got the offer letter.
Okay.
And then I was sure I was going to Baisao, but then I went to the fair, I think where I applied to UB. My mom kept saying I should do education as the course because if I'm not leaning into Ngaka, maybe that's what I can do.
Okay.
So then, as I was looking at that paper, it had 3 options. I was like, hey, education. Yeah, I like it. I would used to tutor some of my friends, but I don't want it to be my first option.
Yeah.
So then I wrote computer science first. And
Yeah.
then education, I think, and the other third option, I don't know, maybe
Ghana, there are
BSc.
third options.
Yes,
Yeah.
there were 3. I think BSc was the last one. Okay, maybe I can see what I can do from the Bachelor of Science since
Yeah.
it lets you have options.
Yeah.
So then I did that, and then I didn't tell my mom because
Yeah.
I was like, she said teaching and I didn't go for
Yeah.
education. So maybe she might say, if I lose the chance, that's the reason why you lost, because you wrote something that is like way up there.
Yeah.
But then I when I read the requirements, I felt like I'm at minimal, but I do qualify for this.
Yes.
So I did that, and then I got into the course. So I was very happy. I was like, okay, at least I got into something that was my first choice.
Yeah.
That is a good sign.
Yeah.
Then we started first year. Yo,
How was life? The school was hard.
It was very hard.
Okay,
at
the
first.
course.
Yeah, the course was very hard. It's like everybody you would meet and tell them you are doing the course, they'll be like, yo, what's up FD? And I'm like, yo. But then I would always used to tell them, no, I'm me. I'll do it the me way.
Yeah.
Yeah, people will be like, hey, a lot of people have dropped out because of that course. I'd be like, no, this time around it's Keba doing it. Don't worry.
Yes.
Hey, she will probably find a way to get through the 4 years.
Yes.
So then I told myself this, just because of the many people who kept on knowing about my course and mentioning the FD and the fact that people drop out. I was like, okay, I'll tell myself, I'm going to try get through this course
Yeah.
without any retakes, without any supplements, and I'm going to take 4 years.
Oh, okay. So, but at school now, you agree it's not in uniform.
Yes.
It's university. So, are
Yes.
you still coming in your attire?
Yes, I used to wear headscarves a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only the headscarf.
Mostly, I wouldn't go full in attire. Maybe, I think maybe on a specific day, but mostly the headscarf would be the one thing that I didn't leave behind.
But how was the reception day as compared to what you were saying earlier on?
They were not much. Got in uni, yeah, maybe the people around the course would sit down with you and ask you, are you married? Because we know the people who wear the scarves are
Yeah.
married and things like that. But it wasn't as much as the people in senior school
Yeah, they have
insinuated.
evolved.
Those
Yeah.
ones would actually maybe seem interested to
Yeah.
find out about you. Papa.
Okay.
That's how it seemed. So I had a lot of friends. Some would even tell people, "Yo, no, what the hell are you doing?" That's why she always had that
Yeah.
headscarf off. But I didn't mind because they developed into friends as they were classmates. So
Okay.
nothing bad really was said, but just
Okay.
comments of what they thought it meant for me to be having that headscarf on.
Okay.
Yes.
So now you're graduating, top of your
Yes.
class.
Yes.
How was that?
The journey, as I was gonna say before, it was hard.
Yeah.
So I think in first year I actually got tutored a course
Okay.
because I was not doing very well in that course.
Okay.
So the first semester I got tutored. So this course, after I got tutored, I realized that okay, I used to think tutoring means you are not smart.
Yeah.
Like it means you need help getting your stuff together. So, but then I suggested it to my mom when I was in uni. I'm like, if I don't do this, I'm going to drown.
It's extra lessons.
Yes, it's like after you
Yeah.
learn something from class, somebody else takes you
Yeah.
through it at your own pace.
Yeah.
That's how we did it.
Without everybody, the attention
Yes,
is now on
it's
you.
you
Yeah.
and what you get.
Yes.
Yes, so I did that, and then I got 4.2 GPA.
Okay. I don't know that.
It's
I didn't go
the
to
overall is
uni.
5.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so that's what I said too. I was like, okay, I got 2 that and got 4.2, so this is good.
So
But
this is now your final mark.
no, this is like the first mark I'm getting.
Oh, okay.
That the one that made me feel like, okay,
Now
computer
you
science
belong here.
is not as hard or as difficult as the semester tried to make me believe. I didn't make the wrong choice. That's where I affirmed the choice that I took.
Okay. Now let's talk about the graduation because that's where I think I saw you from.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's talk about that. How
Yes,
was that journey
so-
and your mother and just everybody from your church or your community? How did they receive that?
Yes, so the graduation, it was a joyous day. I
Yes.
think my aunts came from Francistown
Wow.
to actually come. I think 3 of my aunts came through and my other cousins,
Yeah.
they were in the audience.
Yes.
Yes. So everybody was happy. Even in Zezuru, it's a community, like you say, where my mom works in the rank. Mostly people know me because after I did my Form 5, I ran around there for a few weeks just to keep myself doing something.
Yes.
Because I still have the nature of what the Zezurus do in me. I can't just be home and sitting
Yeah.
if there's nothing that is keeping me back. So I did a few things. So they know. They knew I went to uni. They knew, okay, now she's graduating. So they were very happy.
So would you say from that you have inspired other people to actually now go to school?
Yes, because I created a page
Yes.
just after my graduation, and a lot of people came to my DM from that page.
Yeah, I follow that page.
Yes, some were asking just for advice. Like, you really inspired me because I am still to start this course, and I was thinking of just turning my back on it because I felt like maybe it's something that I can do, and I told them, no, it's very possible. And she's like, seeing you and you graduating made me think that, okay, this is doable.
Yeah.
I can actually do this.
Yes.
So a lot of people came through, and I tried to make just that I don't have good content in the sense that I wouldn't know when a Zazuri is doing something magical, so that I can put them.
So
there.
you're only profiling Zazuru. Is it Zazuru girls only?
No,
or
it's
just
Zazuri Excellence. That's the name of the page.
Excellence? Yeah.
It's whether you are a guy or a girl, but if you grew up from the Zazuru community and you
Yes.
were groomed by Zazuru parents, you can be on my page.
Okay.
Yes.
And what's the name of the page again?
Zazuru Excellence.
Zazuru Excellence.
Yes.
So are you saying you're getting responses from young girls saying they want to?
Yes, I not girls as such, but
Yeah,
I
boys.
think everyone,
Yeah.
everyone who felt like they saw my graduation and they were inspired, came to my DM to talk. Maybe sometimes I talk them through their courses. That she tells me, no, even I was even struggling with this particular course, so how can I go about it and things like that. So I just give advice to say, okay, no, if you feel like it's really bad, maybe take up a tutor or things like that. Anything that I can offer to that person to make them feel like they can do the course, they still have other options they can't give up.
So would you say there are some people, obviously, I mean, we only talked about the good part. Are you saying that were there people from your culture that didn't agree with this thing? They said, no, you need to you can't go to school, do this and drop out, or this is not good enough? Were there people saying that?
I'm not sure. From my background, I didn't have close people who felt like that.
Okay.
Because I think they had seen the life that the business kind of environment gave them. They were looking for something different.
Okay.
Yes, they were looking for something different and something positive. The reason why my aunts came from all the way from Francistown, and it's because they really felt like this is a chance for us to change the perception, and we are doing something towards taking our children to school. So they were very proud
Okay.
to say, now we have achieved something, and it was actually showing us that this is doable. Maybe they doubted it as they were seeing me through. And they felt like, hey, but eventually they were like, okay, this is paying off. She actually put the culture on the map like that.
Okay, so now I want us to talk. I know I mentioned the stereotypes because you addressed the one that you go to school and then you have to drop up at an early age. That one you addressed it. Yes, is that it is happening.
Yes.
Okay, and then there's this stereotype about young marriages. People feel like people get married at a very young age. I see it happening again in the other community, which is the Muslim community. Is this still the same thing with you?
Yes, it is the same, but the culture, that, like I said, it diversifies with time.
Yeah.
Now there are like few instances of those types of marriages. Mostly are just people who are at the age which is to be said, okay, now you can be married, or it's your choice. You feel like I need to do it. Nobody is saying, you have reached that age now. You need to find someone. There's nothing like that. It is there, but I think the numbers, if there was percentage, maybe 10% is still doing that, but 90% are doing the common way of things.
And the other perception, that one you talked about, you're saying that when you are wearing the scarf, people automatically think now you are married.
Yes, that's that one. I think the perception, since it's not from us, it's just from other people. We wear the scarf just because for me, I just liked the scarf. I didn't have all the Zezuru outfits. Like I said, my growing up was kind of mixed. It wasn't fully Zezuru. Because obviously I'm meeting the other kids and I want to dress like them sometimes. I don't want to be dressing in our clothes most of the time. So as I grew up, my choice of clothes also went to that type.
Okay.
Yes, but I did have a few. So I just liked wearing a scarf. They wouldn't ask me, okay, some families, I think they don't allow their girls to move around without it. There is that.
Now, what I've learned, well, this is not a stereotype. This is actually a fact.
Yes.
I've learned that the Zazuri church, it does help. I remember I was going through a tough time in my life.
Yes.
And I needed some intervention. So when I like palama base like and then I got there was the other one and I actually got help.
Yes.
So would you say now more people like Botswana are more open to the Zazuru church? Not that they are joining it, but they go there for help. Is it something that's happening there?
Yes, I believe it is happening. At the same time, there's a group which is saying those people waste your time, but there are some who believe, no, those people actually take you through the cause of a problem and see you through. And also they maybe, what I've seen is that the Zazuru churches bring more of a family aspect into things. They can actually check in on you, call you to say, Ghana, we didn't see you at church. Are you okay? Are you fine? Even if you're just visiting, they just make it a point to let you know that, no, we are not in church this week. We are maybe going for a church trip or something like that. So people are now being open to the fact that they're just people, they're just trying to pray.
Yeah, because, at first I used to think for you to join it or like just to go there.
You are not allowed.
You are not allowed.
Yeah.
But then as time goes on, I realize you are allowed.
People, I think, sometimes they even translate.
No, they did. There was actually the preacher was preaching in Shona and there was a translator.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Now they know.
Yeah.
I think at first they didn't translate for anyone. They just spoke in the language that they felt like majority of them understand. But now they even translate to try and say, if you are Tswana and you are listening, the whatever we are preaching applies to you too. Yes.
Yeah. So, any last words do you want to say about the culture and just to explain everything?
The culture
that we
is,
might have
is
left out?
diversifying. People, the perception of a lot of things, the marriage, the dropping out of school, those things are fading away.
Yes.
We are, as a culture, I can't represent all of us, but
Yes.
I think the most of us are trying to do things that would help our future children, so that if my kid comes up, it's okay for them to know how a business works and be
Yeah.
on ground, but it's also okay for them to have an education and explore their talents as they go there. Because if you do the business, then that is the only thing you'll ever know. What
Yeah.
if you were good in art, or what if you were meant to be
runner,
an astronomer or something like that?
Yes.
You'll never find out, because the business wouldn't give you the room to see that, oh, maybe this is something I like. The same way I was exposed to computer science. Maybe if I didn't go to school and do the course, I wouldn't know that it's something that I grew to have passion to.
Yeah.
Without being exposed to it, I wouldn't know if I like it or if it's something that I'm really good at. But
Yeah.
then exploring it gave me that door. So for those who are still in that phase where they still feel like, you can go to school, just do the business, just give your child a chance
Yeah.
to be who they can be. Because the thing about business, you can always come back to it. There's never a point that, no, now you can't do that. But with school, as you age up, it's not like you can do it, but I think even your brain gets to a point where it can't think as quick as it could.
Yeah.
So you need to do your things as early as possible, so that you reach whatever milestones where you still have time to enjoy them.
Yes.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you are actually you did raise a good point there, at saying that, because we've realized we're going through COVID.
Yes.
And COVID was hit, and obviously everything shut down, everything closed down. So we could see that at least if you have something to fall back on,
Yes.
like an education system or something, then you can also do the business.
Yes.
But then also what I admire about it is the fact that the entrepreneurship, you learn it from the source,
Yes.
which is your parents, which is something that we, or should I say I,
Yes.
didn't experience from my parents, because they were government employees, they are employees, they are not entrepreneurship.
So that is kind of like the
Yeah.
nature you grow up to know.
Yeah.
That is that with I don't know if it's education systems everywhere or homes everywhere. Mostly, whenever that big picture you have in your head about how your future should look, you get it from your household.
Yeah.
If you see your parents having a 9 to 5, you feel like, okay,
Yeah.
this is. If I see myself here, then I'm the person.
Yeah.
But then there are other things out there, like other opportunities that could be waiting for you, which you can't see if you put that picture in your mind. The same thing with the Zezuru thing. If you put the business mindset and you just know, okay, at a point I'm just going to not be selling 10 bananas, now I'm going to be selling 20. It doesn't actually show you room. The
Yeah.
thing I would like maybe if is for them to go to maybe business school, just not even school with sciences and everything, because
Yeah.
maybe they're not interested, but maybe business school, and then learn how to grow their
Yeah,
business.
their business. Because they are
don't-
good business
Yes,
people.
don't be the person who is selling bananas for 10 years and you are still moving around the same place. That is the thing. You don't even have a stall or something like that.
Yeah.
Be the person who knows, or my business is moving from A to B, and in a few years or 10 years, now you have employees or something like that, because it shows that your business is getting somewhere. But if you are still the same person who started in 2013 and it's still 2025 and people just know you, or when she comes through, she has her basket, I don't see it as growth in your business.
Okay.
Yeah, but if you maybe business school could give you the mindset of, okay, you track your business the same way you track your life. The first few months you are working, you are buying groceries only. You grow bigger in your life, and then now you can see yourself put a couch in the house, and then you put a nice bed. That is just the growth your business should have. It should be treated like a person. Grow it also, so that at that point people know that, okay, this is actually working for her,
Yeah.
because she's changed a lot.
Yes.
Yes, she's no longer running around. Maybe she's using her car to like transport stuff and supply and something. That means she came from point A to B. So
Okay.
I would love to see something like that happen for them.
Okay.
Yes.
We have come to the end of the show. I would like to thank you for being part of the show, and just for you to address all those stereotypes and just watch your journey, because we are profiling Black excellence. So it's very good that we have seen you grow, and we are watching your journey transitioning, and we are wishing you all wishes.
Thank you. I'm glad I came to share a few of my experiences
Yes.
and a few of the things that I feel like should be changed. Maybe somebody who can help me change them is listening out there. Maybe they'll reach out and say, okay, if you are trying to do this for your community or that background you come from, maybe if you go about it this way, we could maybe achieve big things.
I say your Facebook page again.
Zazuri Excellence.
Zazuru Excellence.
Yes.
Okay. Join us again next time on the Point Blank podcast. There you have